up, y'all? It's your boy KevOnStage with the lovely and luxurious
Miss KevOnStage.
brand new hair.
I did get a new haircut.
Brand new boy bye shirt available in the store. Faith track jacket available in the store. This is tips for a healthy marriage with the stages. Today's tip is do what works for your relationship, no matter if that's what works for your family, your friends, or society. In ratchet terms, do you, boo-boo, do you.
Society sets forth gender roles. You know, the wife should cook, she should clean, she should stay at home with the kids, the husband should go out and bring home the bacon. And that doesn't always work in practicality, realistically. So you have to do and find whatever rhythm works for you. Every relationship is different. Every relationship has its own dynamics and twerks and quirks and, you know, things he does well, things she does well. So you have to find the vein that works for you. Of course, asterisk, read the fine print, but what am I trying to say?
Domestic violence doesn't work for you. If it's like, it's just me, he just pops me in the head, not that. We mean within the confines of normal relationship type stuff, not something that, you know, hurts you or is violent or unhealthy, you know, type of, you know, we're talking about basic, you know.
So when we first got married, of course, you attend marriage seminars and you go to marriage counseling, this, that, and the other. And one thing that we experienced early in our relationship is Kevin would always compare and say, well, this works for this person, so, you know, Melissa, you should accept this. Or this person does that, so I should be able to do it as well. And of course, my response would be, well, I'm not married to that person. And not in a disrespectful way to that person or their relationship, but just because it works for them doesn't mean it works for me. So you have to find your own rhythm is what we're trying to say. You have to find your own relationship, your own unique vein that works for you. And however that looks for you and whatever works for you doesn't make it right for that, wrong for the other person. It just makes it different, and you have to find whatever works for you. Like,
for instance, a couple of days ago I made a video saying I feel like a house husband at times because I'm making lunches and stuff like that. But that is what we're doing right now. If this YouTube thing blows up and our movies blow up and I'm able to make sure Melissa doesn't have to work, which is my prayer, Jesus, if you hear me, Father,
let it be our testimony.
Let it be. If that works out, I'm certain she'll go back to taking the kids to school, and you know, because that will be what's worked. You know, some of these things switch. There was a time where I handled the bills. We got behind. There was a time that Melissa handled the bills. Everything was good. When she had the baby, she was like, Kev, I'm stressed. Could you take over the bills? I did. We got behind. So we gave the money back to her. And as a man, I felt like I should handle the money. But, you know, it just doesn't work for my relationship. Another thing we'll talk about later is love languages. I was trying to use my pastor's love language for his wife on my wife. That didn't work for her. Her love language isn't gifts. So I was trying to buy her gifts and it wasn't working for her. So once I was just like, look, this is what works for us. Everybody don't need to know what works for us. This is how we do it. We had a, you know, better relationship. So Melissa, you can hit them with the takeaway for today.
So the takeaway for today is stop comparing. Stop comparing your spouse to the next couple that you may admire or, you know, different things, but don't compare because you don't know the dynamics of their relationship and what makes their relationship tick and work. And just because it works for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So number one, stop comparing. And number two, you can ask for advice. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying go and try to figure it out and bump your head a gazillion times and, you know, try to make it work. You can ask for advice, but when you ask for advice, you have to realize that you're going to have to tailor the advice to work for your relationship. So, you know, take what is it? Take the meat.
Eat the meat, throw away the bone and the fat.
And don't try to force it. If it just doesn't work, your husband doesn't like it, your wife doesn't like it, just, okay, scrap it and move on. You just have to find what works for you. It's the only way your relationship is going to be happy. You're going to be happy, your husband's going to be happy, is finding what works for the two of you together.
Absolutely. And like we said, every week we're going to answer a question from the previous week's video. Today's question that we got more than any other was, Melissa, you talked about a communication book you were reading. What book is it? The book that I'm reading right now is called People Skills, and it is by Robert Bolton. Just a little note on the book. It is very textbooky.
And so it's a bit of a slow read. It's just not like a regular relationship book you can just pick up and kind of go through it really, really quickly. It is very, very textbooky, so just keep that in mind if you do decide to go out and buy it or whatever. You have to kind of be in the right frame of mind to read it.
And I'm reading the book called The People Factor by Van Moody.
Oh, you bought it?
I did. I bought it. And when I'm done with that, she can read it. And when she's done with this one, I'll read it. And that's how you save money. I was trying to read this communication book, but I felt like I was in college again, and I don't want to be in college. It is very textbook. It is. I'll get the cliff notes from Melissa. So this has been Tips for a Healthy Marriage with the lovely and luxurious
Miss KevOnStage
and the handsomely dapper KevOnStage. We will see you next week. If you have a question for today's video, drop it in the comment section below, and we will pick one to answer next week. We will see you next time.
All right.
Buy these shirts. I touched your boob.
What's up, everybody? It's KevOnStage. Go subscribe to my YouTube page. Don't you be bitter. Just follow me on Twitter. What's up, everybody? It's KevOnStage.